How do? Right, you've already seen the main intro for this, because that was in a previous video. So let's cut to a quick cheeky montage. Tricky to see with this top and pencil lines, but there's our shape. I'm trying to be as frugal as possible with this, like, because it's expensive and I want to get as much as I can out of it. So we're going to take a line across there, which should then hopefully give us 2 fingerboard blanks with some creative cuttings. Like this one's just gonna have like a bit of a down it, but we'll have one like really nice cool one out of it. Two maybe, but have like a big old sap bit down it. I want to get the control cavity cover out of it, so I'll probably cut this bit out with a jigsaw because I can get a finer blade in round there, or I'll get maybe even get the scroll saw out. And then one more line very carefully down there, and that'll give us another fingerboard out of it. So hopefully I can get at least 2 fingerboards, maybe even 3. Maybe, I don't know. Someone might like that. And the control cavity cover, which might even do 2 control cavity covers. And then we'll have some little bits around there, nothing too major, but I don't know, maybe even like a knife handle or something out of it. We'll try and make as much use of this as possible. Right, let's start cutting it out. Just stuck that through the drum sander just to clean up the backside. The front we're not super fussed about just yet. We're going to get it all glued and clamped up, and then because I've got one, we'll use a drum sander just to take it down to final thickness and sort everything out. Just look how cool that's going to be. Oof. Looking forward to that. Quite a nice piece of Brazilian mahogany. Got a couple of little bits and pieces going through it. Looks nice. There is that little wormhole that was smack in the middle of it. That wasn't on the top or on the back side of it. It's just bosh in the middle. So I'm going to have to either work out if I'm putting the control cavity there or how I'm going to get around that yet. But I'm not cutting out a whole new piece just for that. The age-old woodworker adage of you can never have enough clamps. I actually think I need to buy more clamps. There's only a few really big ones hooked up there. Everything else I own is clamped to this. Definitely need some more of them. Does anyone want to sponsor me a bunch of them? Pretty please. I'll send you maple pictures. Look cute, so we can get sponsorship. Yeah, that's it, good girl. And we're here. We have got two bodies, well, two tops, all thickness glued up, bodies, all that sort of stuff, and routed and a neck pocket in. Black limba, that looks cool, doesn't it? Pale moon ebony top. This is going to look really cool. I'm really excited to get this one on the go. This one. This one. One piece mahogany back. Looks lovely. There's some cool figuring in it. Mango top. Thickness sanding it down. Whacking great inclusion in the top. Can you guess the word I said? It began with C, ended in T, and it wasn't cat. There was a U and an N in there as well. I'll narrow it down for you. What a prick. What an absolute prick. My thought process was this. It was going to be like a bourbon burst, cream binding, cool like aluminium etched cover, pickups, like traditional but with like a little bit of a modern take on it. And now that's there. Did I say how much money these tops were? Literally all of the money. Like, I am not a rich man. Like, I do have a nice workshop, I'll give you that, but none of this shit has been gifted to me. This has all been worked for and paid for, and I cannot afford to be throwing away tops. So we need to work out a way to get around this, because these are, I still want to sell these as like premium high-end, look at the fanciness guitars. So we need a workaround. We need a workaround. Now, I was thinking burst. So, you know, brown, bringing it round there sort of thing. And then amber through the middle, feathering it out. It would look quite nice. There's some greens and some other bits and pieces going on through the top. I thought it would look quite cool. It would stand out. But because that's there, other option would be to bring it in there with the brown, which I think is going to look shit, because it's just going to be way too much in it. It's going to end up like one of them old, what's the models? You seen them old like Bullseye Gibson acoustics? It's not an LO, is it? Oh, it will come to me at some point. They're basically jet black except for this weird little circle of orange that's around the bridge. They're a big, like, they're a thing, but personally I think they're fuck ugly. But, so we're not going to go with that. Other option, as it's just in a bit of flame, like the flame's there, do I stain it like black and do like a black burst on it, which then I think loses the coolness of it. It's going to be the same for like trying to burst it with any color. It's going to be like, even if we went like purple or something like that, purple to like a nice And we put a black down, we went with a purple over the top, so it went like a bit of a, put like a red over the top so it starts to go purple, then put like an amber over that, colour theory, which would look sick. Again, it's going to end up being too much, and then like the blend's going to have to be there, and it needs to be like spread out, doesn't it? So I'm thinking, English good. We need to come up with a scratch plate idea. That's where I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And we change tact a little bit. Is that going to stand up? No. My plan for these is Jack from JC Guitars was going to machine me, or he's going to machine me for this one at least, a big double P90 cover, so we're not running separate P90s. This one's going to have like a geometric pattern in it. This one I'd already designed, which is a great waste of time now. Like an Art Nouveau floral pattern through it. If I work out how to do it, I'll put a picture in now. If there wasn't a picture, I didn't work out how to do it, or I forgot, which is probably more what was there. And editing me has just glossed over this. But now what I'm thinking is we just run a standard double P90, because I like the double P90. And these are my guitars. I don't care if you don't like it and you want a neck pickup. Fuck off. Buy something else. So I'm thinking junior-esque sort of pick guard, like that. And I've spoken to Richard at Indra Guitars. He said, yeah, he can make me something. We can go backwards and forwards over like an Art Nouveau sort of pattern. Just send him the template. So let's do the cool bit. Let's stick a carve on these. Let's do something fun in this video, because I cannot tell you how fucking mad I am. Like, I know it's no one's fault. It's working with wood. Like, there's going to be problems. There's going to have to be things to get around and stuff like that. I'd give less of a shit if it was £100 top, but it wasn't £100 top. So it's irritated me somewhat. But let's stick. Hang on. I need a visual aid. Right. Normally, for sticking the German carve on these bad boys, I use that whopping great big router bit, which is terrifying to use. And it puts quite a deep carve on it, and I love it. 100% love it. And then I do some extra work on this side, depending on whether we're spraying it or just it's a solid top and we're laying it over. Like, there's a couple of different ways I can carve this bit. But because we're running a pick guard, what I'm thinking is using my new little one, which hopefully I brought a right size collet for to get it in a router. Fingers crossed. Which is the same profile, just a teeny wee bit smaller. So we'll take a bit off, and it'll be, we can do the heavy one on this side and then pull it into a smaller one there, is what I'm thinking. I'm still thinking, if we do this one to there, this one, that horn, because you're going to want them to match up. Otherwise their horns are going to look weird, I think. and then this one from there round, and then the big carve, and I can do some sanding and some creative carving there to pull it round. That's my thinking. What's the worst that could happen? I completely fuck up a really expensive top. Fuck it. Change my mind. We're going full send. I prefer the big, dishy, heavy carve, and then we'll work out the scratch plate from there. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right. We went full send because I like that big carve, and I want it to be a big carve. That's where I'm at. And I've done a lot of backwards and forwards with thinkings and bouncing it off other people to get an idea for a scratch plate. And I was thinking mental, but then I've just gone very traditional, very just basic junior, which I think suits it better. Have a look. There you go. That's what I'll come up with. I was torn between still running the double P90, but with with nickel covers, or just going for a single humbucker, which, because I was bouncing it off other people, and shout out Marcus from Blanche Flower, getting a lot of video notes from me being like, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And he was like, yeah, single humbucker probably appeals to more people, but double P90 is your thing, isn't it? And I was like, it is my thing, isn't it? So I think we're going to go double P90 and then pull the line there, and if I need to, I can skosh that back just a little bit, but we have got enough room there, because I don't want this bit to be too thin, because then it's going to look weird, isn't it? I was thinking of pulling it like all the way down and having like this bit and putting the controls in the, like routing all this out and putting the controls in there and putting like a switch up there or something. But then I was like, I lose all that cool flame. Like, hang on. Oh, break that. Like, there's a lot going on in that. If you catch it in the light nicely, I think it would be a shame to stick all that, cover all that up. Because then I was even thinking, do I do something really cool, like big, like wavy sort of thing, and change it up completely and do a different colour kind of top? No, I think that'll do. I think that's all right, isn't it? Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is trace that, because I'm happy with this shape. And then that can be sent down to Rich, and he can work off of that, because he can scan it and then start doing designing it. Order some nickel covers, because the plan for those has then changed. So I need to double check how big nickel covers are. Yeah, and then we can route that. But oof, look at them. Right, let's do some of that. I'm thinking this one's going to get a slightly heavier angled carve, and this one's going to get more of a shapy, curvy carve, because it's going to have sprayed and all that sort of stuff. and I want to accentuate all the curves and the loveliness and just show off you can have two different types of things. Now, if you look at my flyer, the blue one versus the sapele one, yeah, you get that, don't you? Right, let's start carving. There we go, chaps. Just rough sanded to 120, just taking out, making sure the transitions are nice and smooth. We've got more of just a cant over on this one and more of a scoopy round on this one, so you can see more of a curve that one follows, and that one's more just sat over. I think that'll look nice when it's got a burst on it, because there'll be more shape to it, which will look nice. Found another inclusion when I was sanding. I started something there, but we're just gonna have to deal with that one, unless that guard ends up doing that, which is a bit much, isn't it? But right, I've got to go shopping, so we're gonna do that, and then Thursday, probably, maybe, we'll come and start putting the calves in for everything. Right, new day. Today we are going to heel calve on the back of them and put the belly calve in. So we're going to crack out the angle grinder, and we're going to do that outside because it throws a fuck ton of dust in here. And route a little 45 bevel on the edge, and then that's the routing and everything done. Then it's just sandings and whatnot, but we're not going to do that until we have done the neck, got everything worked out where we're putting the bridge and blah 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 blah, and pick up things routed and all that sort of stuff. So right, let's weird looking template. Hang on, what's it? Right. Weird looking template. You need to have it out of chunky MDF. Well, if you do it the way I do it. That sits on there. Then you can do your route there. Job done. Right then, that's the calf roughed in. Put the big 45 bevel on the back. Oh, that's cool, doesn't it? that's sort of roughed in and scraped, and that's just been hit with the router and the little sander. So everything needs like finessing and smoothing out and just getting everything to flow where it needs to, but we're not really going to worry about that too much until we've done all the routing and whatnot. We'll have a control cavity cover going on there. Pile of stuff there. I've got a bunch of the offcuts that will make control cavity covers and inlays, and then I'll have a bunch of little bits left over that I might make into little plectrums or something to stick in the Etsy shop. I've traced this off, so I'm going to clean that up. You don't really need to see that, do you? Then I can send that down to Richard and he can make me a fancy dancy little scratch plate for it. Got a bunch of things ordered up last night and for another project, so that'll be cool stuff coming soon. Same for this one. Everything's sort of roughed in, just need to get it to flow a little more. The black limba's got way more of a accentuated curve on it. This is a bit more subdued, but still, yeah, fairly chunky. Got a tiny little hole to fill there. Kind of is what it is. We'll get around that, and then put a control cavity in for that. Yeah, job done. So we're not going to be doing too much until pickups and odds and sods and everything arrive for these, because then we know exactly what we're going to do routing wise, where we're going to put controls, what we're doing with them. Then we'll worry about drilling holes, sanding and all that sort of stuff. So the next step is going to be, there she is, starting to make the neck, and also picking a fingerboard out of a stack of stuff I've got up there. Follow me on all the social media bits as he falls over. Follow me on all the social media bits. Check out my Etsy, and if you're feeling generous, please buy something off that. There's a bunch of t-shirts on sale and desktop pedal boards and stuff like that. That'd be lovely. That'd help me out. If you're local and need a repair or want to send me something to be repaired, give me a shout. I'll be doing some videos soon on the green LT. That's going home today. I'm starting to get my pedal board sorted out, so hopefully we can start doing some videos and recording and whatnot. Well, till next time, thank you very much.